Okay, Sanjivani, start. Abhay, keep time.
Yes, sir. You can start, Sanjivani.
Okay, good morning to all. Today my lecture topic is interfaith marriage in India. Over the countries, casteism and religion has provided in India. Despite several laws, the social stigma for interfaith marriage still exists in Indian society. Recently, several state government Recently, several state governments have shown concern about enacting proper law to stop marriage, which they refer to as a love jihad. However, contributing law over interfaith marriage directly violates several rights of people, such as right to freedom, personal liberty, and right of life. Then interfaith marriage. The matrimonial relationship developed between two individuals having different religion faith. All through marriage into a different religion is a matter of choice of a adult. They are a certain issue regarding the same. Then issue with interfaith marriage. Then interfaith marriage are believed to be a forced converse of one of the spouses, most of the women. As per the person law, in order to get married to a non-Muslim, conversion of religion is the only way. Then Hindu religion also only monogamy, and those who want to marry second time to take another course. Then there is no provision regarding caste determination of children born out, such as a marriage. The Special Marriage Act 1954 is not capable with backwardness of the society. There is a debate over the validity of Article 226 in context of the interfaith marriage by high courts. The Special Marriage Act is a special law enacting to provided for a unique for to marriage by restriction wherever the parties to marriage do not have renounced their religion. This act, including Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Sikh, Jain, and Buddhist marriage. This act applicable to all Indian states expected Jammu and Kashmir. Then requirements. The fundamental requirement and this act for a valid marriage is a concern of both parties to the marriage. If both parties to the marriage are willing to marry each other, then enough. Caste, religion, race, etc. is not restricted.
Last 30
Then
seconds.
challenges. First is interfaith of the law is an individual choice of marriage violates and existing constitution rights, such as a right to equality, right to freedom and personal liberty, freedom and religion, and a right to life. Then way forward, in order to avoid it including of any further laws, there should be accepted to the
Time up.
Special Marriage Act 1954 at the mental and social level. The right should not be exploited. Conversion of religion for marriage only is not it all wishes. So lastly, I want to conclude that the marriage of two adults is a capable matter of their own choice. Neither a law to impose any decision or any individual the freedom of decision of his or her marriage shall be with a person only. The need to be accepted the fact. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Sanjivani, one observation, use of word then. You will count how many times you spoke, okay, and give me SMS. Sanjivani,
Yes, sir.
okay, because that we had corrected, but again it cropped up today. Secondly, some grammatical mistakes that will go on its own once you focus on it. Just focus on it, little bit grammatical mistakes and 2 3 words pronunciation. Okay, topic, yes, very relevant social topic, generally comes in the GD or sometimes in lecturette. Okay, Dubey sahab, card number 1919.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Interfaith marriages, in fact, marriages itself is under a lot of question. there was an article that within 10 years Indian marriage system will be totally different, and we are seeing or witnessing the glimpses of it. Things are changing rapidly. Interfaith marriage, yes, this is one stage which is being witnessed by us, but second stage will be more dangerous. No marriages or temporary marriages, something like that will be the end of our human society system, and it will be very dangerous, because around marriages there is a family system, and around family system there is a cordial peaceful society, and around peaceful societies there is a human socialization, civilization, nationhood, many things. Okay, who is next? Subodh, ready?
Yes, sir, I'm ready.
Sanjivani, keep time.
Yes, sir. Subodh, you can start.
Okay, so good morning, gentlemen. My lecture topic is Siachen conflict. So we know that how important is Siachen because Siachen is located to the northern tip of India, and it is strategically very important because on the eastern and western front we faces the two enemies, that is China and Pakistan. So from that point of view, Siachen is very important, and it should be in our control because Siachen plays a very important role in India's strategic point of view because Siachen is acting like a connecting bridge between between Pakistan and China, and because of that, it seems very important for India to not to mix up these two, to not get direct contact between these two friends, so that they can avoid so that they can avoid wars. So Siachen conflict started in 1984 with the Operation Meghdut, as it was continued till 1987 with Operation Rajiv. So Siachen conflict basically happens in 1984, and Colonel Narendra Kumar lead a man of 70, and he said that I will lead a 70-man team to the Siachen Glacier just to stop the expeditions from the Pakistanis, because Pakistan violated the Shimla Agreement as well as the Karachi Agreement. According to that agreement, nobody has a clear indication that who will control the Siachen Glacier. And from that point of view, Pakistan started climbing and expeditions in that area. So India become little bit serious about it, that if Pakistan controls the whole Siachen glacier, so it will be very threatful situation for India to control it. So because of that, India also launches Operation Meghdut in 1984, and it continued with Operation Raji, and Colonel Narendra Kumar led it. Because if we lost Siachen Glacier, so it will be very harmful for us because it acts like connecting bridge between China and Pakistan. And we know that how China's policy is. China is surrounding India by all over its side, and Siachen Glacier is the only point that China did not get connected wholly to the Pakistan. So it is one of the most important thing. And one more important thing is that Indian Army is standing on Siachen Glacier very firmly, because standing in the Siachen Glacier, standing in minus 70 degrees Celsius, it is not much easy to stand for any army. And because of that, Indian Army is one of the best armies suited for that region, and it stands wholly because we control almost 750 square miles of Siachen Glacier. Pakistan controls it, but it does not control wholly because 90 to 95% of area falls under India, and India controls it. Due to the uneven demarcation of Siachen Glacier, this conflict is happening is continuing with is continued now
Last
also.
30 seconds.
So lastly, I want to conclude that, and according to my opinion, Siachen is our heart because Siachen is acting like a connecting bridge. So it is our foremost duty. It is the duty of Indian Army, and it is performing very well by standing on the Siachen Glacier. Because if we cut these two enemies, so definitely we will be safe in near future. And Siachen is one of the strategic important point of our India. Thank you.
Time up.
Okay, Tejas, noted. Good, Subodh. Very good account you have put about Siachen. Little bit past and what is the scenario today. Siachen is very, very important for us from the tactical and strategic point of view. Tactical means from the local battle point of view, and strategic at international level. Because if we lose Siachen, we will lose lot of control of valley J&K. It is located at a very, very important point, height point of view and location point of view, geographic location. Maintenance cost is very, very high. We are suffering, but we cannot compromise on national sovereignty, and that is the importance. Our maintenance cost, putting their troops, is very very high. Secondly, we are losing a lot of lives. We lost more people than in the winters and the severe weather, very very adverse climate, than the bullet in Siachen. This statistics proves that it is very very costly for us, both monetary wise and secondly human life point of view. Very important from the military aspects, maintaining the Siachen with us, and we are not compromising on that front. We are maintaining it. Okay, good. Who is ready? Abhaya?
Yes, sir.
I'm
Sir,
ready.
should I be?
Okay. Vivek. Vivek, go ahead. Subodh, keep time.
Sir, I have to leave, sir.
Okay, okay, no issue. Sanjivani.
Yes, sir.
Okay, keep time.
No
Vivek,
problem.
go ahead.
Yes, sir. Just a minute. Okay, Vivek, you can start.
Okay, ma'am. Good morning, sir, and my dear friends. Today, my topic is another with related to my field. Yes, we are a fastest growing population in the world, and probably in the few upcoming years, India will having the highest population in the world, and the demand of this huge population relatively increasing, and the requirement of their basic need like food, shelter, and the clothes, etc., is very high. So to fulfill their demand, major basic demand is that food. So we should adapt the new technologies regarding the food. Yes, I'm talking about the food processing. Now, what is the food processing? Food processing is the series of the operation to convert unprocessed food, like the harvested food, to foodstuff with prolonged shelf life. Shelf life means the capacity of the food we can consume there for a long time and enable the storage. India is the second largest producer of the fruits and vegetables in the world, which accounts for the 50% of global production. The Ministry of the Food Processing Industry under the Government of India is responsible for the formulation of schemes, administration, and the regulation relating to the food processing sectors in India. This can be encourages to small startups of the food processing unit within India. Ministry of Food Processing Industry, in the partnership with the state governments, they are launched the All India All India centrally sponsored PM formalization of micro food processing enterprises scheme, which is for the providing the financial, technical, business support, and for the upgradation of pre-existing micro food processing enterprises. The current scenario of the Indian food processing industry accounts for the 32% of the country's total food market, and I think it is one of the largest industry in India, and it is ranked fifth in terms of the production, consumption, and export also. Now moving to the conclusion of my topic, there is a huge scope for the people and students, especially those who are graduated from the food science and agriculture sector, horticulture sector also, and for the people who wants to make career in the food processing industry. In simple terms, if we have the production of potato and tomato in our farms, now the relatively the new varieties giving the high production, but there is a need of the food processing. No, that's it, sir. Thank you.
Okay, Vivek, very important topic from not only exam point of view but our survival point of view. If you see in our neighboring country, there is a food crisis, there is economic crisis. I am talking about Sri Lanka. India, we had lot of bad patches all over world, but we did not suffer. The severity was not much. 2008 economic crisis or COVID crisis. Our food, which is very very essential for our survival, because anything and everything can stop, but our stomach cannot stop. And if that is made, if that is okay, we can carry on, we can survive, and we can then again regain whatever loss is there. That is the importance of food. And agriculture being our backbone, and we are good at it, most of the population is engaged with that. That is helping us. That is immaterial, that whether the agriculture sector is commensurately contributing to the GDP, that is a big question mark. But we are surviving. Come what may, India will never face food crisis. So in food processing, lot of advancement is happening, lot of innovation is happening. The sad thing is quality or nutritious value is going down because of adulteration. That is sad. We need food regulation. We need utmost care and rules regulation implementation from the government point of view, because after all it is the health related thing. We should not be compromising on health. So that regulation, yes, we are lacking there. We need to have regulation, because you go to market, you find every food packet, we are not sure whether it is correct or not, whether it is adulterated or not. We are always suspicious. Right from our milk, ghee, or any item, we are not sure whether we are getting good quality, nutritious value or not. That is a big question. So that can be addressed, but as far as the quantity goes, we are okay with that, and it will never. That is a supply chain in the market which will be okay. That is the greatest strength for us. As long as our population is more, agriculture sector is having lot of people to work with, and during COVID we saw some more people joining agriculture related things, especially vegetables and grocery. So that is proving that anything and everything can stop, but food industry cannot stop, because if it stops, we are over. Okay, who is next? Dubey Saab?
I'm
Sure,
also
sir.
ready.
Okay, Omkar. We will go to Dubey Saab, then Tejas, who had taken card. Vivek, keep time.
Okay, sir. Sir, you can start now.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning, sir, and my dear friends. As we all know, to do a journey or to complete a journey, we need such type of path, we need such type of transportation. In the same manner, if we are having a bike, if we are having a car, and one of its tire is punctured, we can't imagine that we can complete the distance within a time. Yes, friends. In present scenario, we have seen that it is going on in our world also. Like there are female and male counterparts are there in the world, and they are feeling some discrimination in the society. So in next 2 to 3 minutes, I would like to tell you about girl child. Friends, I'll cover it in 4 parts. Why it is important to discuss on the girl child, and thereafter what is the scenario, what is challenge, and way forward. Friends, why it is important for us? Whenever we have seen that in today's world, girls are doing very well, they are doing extremely well, but we have seen a number of cases going on in the society, like ave teasing is there are a lot of barriers on them, and thereafter the issue of their safety is also there. So even we have seen that in recent olympics they have done very well as their male counterparts. So friends, what is the present scenario? We have seen that nowadays or earlier time we have seen that Sunita Williamson is there was there, and thereafter a number of ladies like Lata Mangeshkar, and thereafter Sarojini Naidu, Jhansi Girani, they all have played their well role in development of the society as well as development of the country. They have given their best to bring our economy forward, and thereafter nowadays our finance minister Nirmala Sitharaman is also there. She is putting their her best effort to bring the economy of the country in a good way. And what is the challenge about having good girl child and for the upkeeping of them? Friends, there is an issue of safety. Whenever we have seen a number of cases, there are a lot of ill activities are going on, like rape, and thereafter another issues are also going on. And thereafter child marriage is also one of the biggest issue at the time of girls, because whenever they got married at a very early age, at that time the mortality rate is very high, because they are giving birth to a child at a very short age. So it is very difficult time for her. And another thing is that there is dowry, there is female foeticide is also there because people is not feeling well whenever they are having girl child because of due to reason of safety. They are feeling that somebody will do something and it will bring some infamy. And thereafter there are some barriers and restrictions like we have seen in a number of communities and a number of societies that is going on. And thereafter some domestic violence is also going on. We always used to see that some girl have been hanged to death, and many other cases are there. So friends, what is the way forward? Friends, we have to provide some spreadness. We have to spread awareness, we can create such type of stage program. We can also spread awareness through the television and internet, and thereafter we can educate our girls. We can bring them forward, and thereafter we can have a co-education system so that person will feel that yes, she's a good means she's good for the development of the nation. And that definitely thereafter teaching will be reduced. Another thing is that we have to overcome all the barriers and restrictions from them, and thereafter we have to think about domestic violence. We have to provide them safety. We have to tell them how to make them self-reliant, and thereafter how to secure themselves, how to protect themselves. So we have to create all these atmosphere to have a good environment. So at the end, I want to conclude that by spreading awareness and educating girls, we can educate the society, and thereafter it will also helpful in development of the society, and bring a good economy, and it will also boost our family life. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, good. Dubey Saab, two wills in the society, and girl child cannot be neglected. Kuldeepak concept in the society has to get over, and that is how some of the girls are putting both the surnames before marriage, after marriage, because these were the psychological issues which were putting girl child at disadvantage because people did not want them. Another issue was dowry, burden, economic burden. So if these things are removed from society, and it is getting removed automatically, probably girl child will be welcome, because unfortunately people think on these lines, and that is the problem. There is no question about capability of women, capability of girls, because you see any field, once they enter they dominate, whether it is 10th result, 12th result, any entrance exam, scientific field, now it is military domain, they will do well. Capability is never a question. We had greatest of the warriors. You enter, you allow them to enter, they will prove their mettle. But the problem is our own mindset. It has to get set for the balanced view, and it is happening slowly. Women empowerment is happening, and we need a balance in society. There is no question about it. And if we have to progress, both the wheels have to be in synchronization. You cannot have half the population not participating in economic development, because half the population is another gender. Only male cannot pull the economy, and we need a sign of development. We cannot have a nation which is fully rich with social degradation. We need social upgradation also, and these are important points where everyone gets equal status, equal respect, no discrimination. Okay, good. Who is next? Tejas?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, have keep time.
Yes, sir. Tejas, you may start. Good morning, everyone. Today, my topic for lecturette is Indian foreign policy. In India, many parties came in power in the union government and gone, but the thing remained in common, and that is our stance in external affairs, our policy formulation for the foreign matters. If you see, it has been India's biggest strength. We have never gone to the any extremes, and we have never shifted our stance to any of the superpowers. We have always adopted a path which could have our nature very flexible, and we have adopted it, and it also favored us in the time. If you look at past, in the age of Cold War, where there are two superpowers were fighting, Russia and US, we have never acknowledged and tilted our stance to any of the nation, and because of which we have gained prominence gradually. Today in the global world, we have seen that many of the powers in the globe acknowledges us as the responsible nation who could initiate dialogue if any conflict arises. So it is that because of this foreign policy, we have been looked as a very strategic and important player in the region of Indo-Pacific. And if you see the various issues, how our Indian foreign policies favored us. So, firstly, I would like to give example of Kashmir issue. During 90s and 2000, when there was pressure from the United Nations that there should be a plebiscite in the Kashmir, and the Kashmiri citizens should decide. But India, due to its foreign policy, has always acknowledged that Kashmir is India's internal issue, and it has forced many nations and many powers in the United Nations to consider that India will resolve its own internal issue, and it is no matter of them to look in India's internal issues. Also, in the recent examples of Galwan issue, where there were tensions in India and China along India and China border, how we Indian foreign policy have managed it, and how through foreign dialogues we have achieved de-escalation. Also, the example of Israel-Palestine issue, we have never given official statement supporting uh, any of the extreme points, and we have always acknowledged and promoted the humanitarian assistance. In currently ongoing Russia and Ukraine conflict, also there is
Last
no
30
official
seconds.
stance from the Indian foreign policy, and because of which there is no hard statement either from Russia or from the its counterparts that India is opposing them or standing against them. Also, if you look, India's foreign policy played an important role to bring back its friends. Sri Lanka, after going after having ties with uh, China, once again looked to India because of its foreign policy. So, in the end, I feel India's foreign policy always played a
Time
significant
up.
role in the global conflicts and always been very flexible. And it has been our strength, and because of which we have gained very prominence in the global scenario. So, I think the effort should be needed to continue our foreign policy in this very forward way, but at times needed we have to shift our mindset and we have to take decision likewise. Thank you.
Okay, very complex topic, not an easy one. Indian foreign policy, we are learning a lot. There are examples how we started with non alignment initially, then suddenly 1962 happened, and there was a setback. We learned a lesson there, how to maintain relations, how much to trust, and then military dominance. We were happy that we are independent and we probably are the peace loving nation, nobody will attack us. Then comes present scenario Afghanistan, how to keep balance because the government is now Taliban, we never acknowledge them. Flexibility, including Sri Lanka. Once upon a time, we probably made little bit mistakes. We are learning from it. Bangladesh, yes, we had good relations, little bit disputes. We have solved the borders. Immediate neighbors, always a dynamic thing because things will always crop up for some or other issue. Because Pakistan and China, we are always at loggerheads. But other small nations like Nepal, there was some controversy. These things will keep changing in the very, very dynamic world. Earlier, we were closer to Russia, a little at a distance from US. Of late, we are keeping equidistant. Today, in the Ukraine crisis, it's a very, very tightrope walking. Whose side we should take? Because US and Russia both will look up to us. I think 2 days back, Russia has given statement that we welcome India's stand of neutrality. But it is not easy. Once Russia gives this statement, how US will look at us. It's a very, very tightrope walking. The other day, in the last week, news came France and China going for a big trade. Immediately, we are also pitching in because our stake is also there in the international market. You see, we have taken Rafale. So, these are all economic or defense ties, trade related things. So, foreign policy is not easy. It is always flexible and it has to be because nothing is permanent in this world. So, no permanent friends, no permanent enemies. That is the philosophy in the international foreign policy. Okay, good. Who is there next?
So,
Omkar.
Okay. We'll go with Omkar, then Gurjant Saab. They just keep time.
Yes, sir. Omkar, you can start.
okay. Good morning, sir and friends. Recently, Indian Space Research Organization (ISRO) has launched missions PSLV C-15 EOS-04. This is my today's lecture topic. India India's Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle PSLV C-52 inject the Earth Observation Satellite EOS-04 into an intended Sun orbits to take the captures of different angles. It is settled at the 529-kilometer altitude from the Satish Dhawan Space Center, Sriharikota. This was the 80th launch vehicle mission from SDSC Sriharikota. It takes the 54th flight of PSLV and 23 flight of PSLV in XL configuration. It's having including 6 strap-on motors on the satellites. The satellite EOS-04 is released at UR Rao Satellite Center, Bangalore. It is a radar imaging satellite design provide the high quality of images under all weather condition. It's all weather condition. It is application is for multiple uses such as agricultural, forest information, and plantation, soil moisture finding, and hydrology and flood mapping. The weighting the weight of satellites is about 1710 kg. It's generate 2280 watts power and has of mission of life is 10 year. The mission also place another two small satellites into that. The first one is student satellite Inspire Sat1 from IIST, and second one is technologic demonstration satellite INS-2TD. This INS-2TD is satellite is India and Bhutan joint satellite. To this is the trial satellite which is set by the India and Bhutan for the further successful joint operations. This this cooperation satellite successfully separated from the PSLV in a predetermined sequence. ISRO's chairman Sri S. Sominath congratulated team for ISRO for the precision with the mission was accomplished. Lastly, I want to conclude that ISRO is the one of the finest space organization over the world, which recognized by different missions at low cost. ISRO have 74 successful launches and 114 successful working satellites, which are sent by the ISRO
Time up.
spacecraft in the orbit. Thank you.
Good, Omkar. There is one sector which we will be proud of one day for our dominance in the world. If at all we are heading towards superpower status, space dominance will be a key. Silently, we are heading towards it. Because if you see in the 80s, people used to talk about satellite wars. We had no presence. Today, we have number of satellites, successful missions, and we are launching for other nations too. This strengthening and this development today we may not be witnessing or we may not be really feeling about it, but in the times to come, when the earth gets saturated and people will dominate from skies, that time these satellites will play a very, very great role. Because yes, US has satellites, number of satellites in the space orbit, and at the greatest heights the dominance is there, but we are slowly inching in towards that at par status, and world must be noticing it, and that is how our prominence is increasing, because in the strategic world these things play a great role. How much you can dominate the world from different angles. When we talk on one hand semiconductor industry, where we are little lagging, but this is another sector, space, which will play a great role. How much you can control from outer space. Earlier in the ancient times it was forts. How much dominantly you can sit on the geographic front, you can dominate the enemy. But this will be applicable in future in terms of technology. How much you can control from space. A lot of things will be controlled, predicted, monitored. Like the biggest achievement in Pokhran test was not the test per se. It was we could deceive the American satellites. They could not notice that this launch is happening or the tests are happening. We had a very, very successful secrecy in that. That was greatest achievement. Otherwise, nuclear capability was there. Try and imagine the importance of this monitoring, surveillance, and this kind of scrutiny. Once you are up in the sky and having a centimeters resolution of searching and surveillance capability, enemy cannot move. Okay, who is next? Gurjant sir. Gurjant sir. Okay. Omkar, keep time.
Yes, sir. Gurjant sir, you may start.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, sir, and my dear friends. India is a larger producer of many crops, fruits, vegetables. As we know, our 60% population depend on agriculture. So research and development in agriculture sector is a need of the present day. So friends, next 2 to 3 minutes, we are going to discuss about genetically modified crops. So genetically modified crops are derived from plants whose genes are artificially modified, usually by inserting genetically material from another organism. So golden rice and BT cotton, which are using in a commercial way in our country, are the example of genetically modified crops. So what is the purpose behind this? By genetically engineering, we can enhance the nutritional values of the plants and the crops, and also we can increase the resistance to insects, as BT cotton have itself a resistance capability against the insects. And also with this engineering we can increase the resistance in droughts, as BT cotton also with the very less water it can survive in a very any field, and as itself have a capability against insects and resistance in surviving in droughts, so it will reduce the cost of farmers, and also it is safer for environment. So many of benefit of this engineering in agriculture field, but some of issues in this field, as health issue, as many of incident happen in Gujarat or the Punjab sector, some of allergic issue with this genetic modified crops, and another nutritional factor in food, and also some of laboratory and research are giving the data on this research resistance for antibodies. Many of as example of golden rice, it is creating a resistance for antibodies in our health, and also some of issue with harmful effect on health like cancer. Many of reason behind this.
Last
First
30
is
seconds.
less research and development in our country on this particular genetically engineering, and it is also creating a creating a less trust between engineers and farmers, and due to this farmer are not trusted on the research and development of genetically modified crops, and due to less competition between research and development, there are less safety measure incorporated in this field. So we have to work on this. Some of way forwards need to improve our infrastructure for research and development, and we have to need to reforms in our regulatory bodies to structure to conduct fair trials and also consider safety measures. So we should promote our indigenous gene editing rather than about research. So lastly, I conclude. So with the more research and development and making awareness between farmer and engineer, we can set up it in very well manner. Thank you.
Okay, Gurjant Saab, very interesting field yet to start in real sense because a lot of controversies are there. Agriculture all over world is very important sector because food is our basic need. The other day Vivek had spoken on this. This topic is actually little bit depth required. India is still in the orthodox way of crop pattern, not very um, big farmers or in large quantity this is happening in India because this is still at the initial stage in India because there are so many issues associated with it. Genetic engineering and modification of crop pattern is required. Some people are claiming that our food necessity will grow. Population is growing all over world. We need to have better things because one advantage people claim that chemical pesticides will be reduced and so nutritious value will increase. But the another thing is why should we change the genetic pattern? The other counter is why should we change it? Because natural things are important. Some people are raising environmental issues. Once you start changing the genetic pattern, we don't know what will be the side effects. So, environmental concerns people claim. Farmers are getting benefited because crop pattern is increasing and there are some economic gain for farmers. But there are controversies. Let's see how genetically modified crops come up with the passing time because there are a lot of research happening in this field but not without controversy. Okay, Renuka ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Gurjan Saab keep time.
Yes, sir. Renuka, you may start.
Good morning, everyone. For today's my lecture topic is peaceful use of nuclear energy. Nuclear energy, it is a well-known topic to every one of us, and it is a kind of energy which is derived from the energy in the core, from the core of an atom. Atom, which is the smallest, we can say the smallest or little part of any thing, as we call it atom, and the energy that we derive from its core is nuclear energy. Power plants use this the process of nuclear fission for splitting the atom and to create the energy. As Nuclear energy, as we know, has many advantages and disadvantages. First of all, the word nuclear gives up people anxiety and a kind of negative thought as due to the threat of nuclear wars that could happen in the major powerful countries in today's world. But still, nuclear power can be used in much useful and renowned purposes to improve the sustainable and good development of the whole world. The nuclear energy has many pros like and many kind of good uses like it provides electricity to a nation without polluting its environment. It is the most reliable form of that can replace the conventional sources of energy like coal, petroleum, and hence can be used in a very safe manner and produce electricity, and we can also achieve the goal of the carbon neutrality using this. It is a source of employment for a nation also, as we already have 21 thermal nuclear power stations. But as improving those power stations, it can create a huge amount of employment also. It helps in boosting the economy of a nation and helps in achieving sustainable development goals as well. Nuclear power is also used for can also be used for space explorations. Can also be used for providing cancer treatments if used in a proper way. And then it can be also used for sterilizing the medical equipments, and there are many uh, such kind of benefits that a nuclear energy can perform in nowadays. Approximately 10% of the world's electricity is now produced using the nuclear energy, and worldwide there are almost more than 30 countries now who are having nuclear power plants. Yes, we all know that nuclear energy is is a source of clean energy, and it helps for
Last
the
30
developments
seconds.
of the country's economy without even adversely affecting it as affecting it through environment change or the climate change. And it does not emit any greenhouse gases, and it doesn't require any particular environment or resource to be created or to be built. So it can be created in any part across the country. That's why it makes it more useful and peaceful for using in the good purposes, like the agricultural, electricity generation, medical sector, space explorations. And
Time
as we
up.
know that we are heading towards the 21st, here in the 21st century, and the nuclear power is one of the source which can destroy or create a new generation. Hence, we all should explore more on the part of its peaceful power generation processes rather than the negative impact. Thank you.
Okay, good, Renuka. Only thing while delivering, it should not sound little casual. Okay, Renuka. Uh,
Okay, so
More emphasis and more energy should be felt by the audience. Yes, content wise, no issue. Content is good. And nuclear energy, the problem is trust among nations is a bigger issue. There is no question about the positive use of nuclear energy, peaceful use of nuclear energy. There is no question on that. There are a lot of utilities, whether it is health related thing, we can cure cancers, or clean energy is there, and even environmental, a lot of things can be sorted out. In ocean also, a lot of exploration can be done. A lot of utilities are there, but the problem is trust among nations. Once you have got nuclear capability or nuclear related raw material, what will be the dimensions, or people will resort to some other use under the garb of peaceful use. That is why non-proliferation treaty was uh, brought, and some nations signed it, but developed nations were insisting everyone to join. But why should developing nations should join? Because they are yet to acquire those capabilities. These were the distrust factors, and that is a bigger cause actually for non-spreading of peaceful use. And the distrust cannot be removed. Suppose North Korea acquires the capability and shows to the world that we are doing some peaceful use of nuclear energy. Who will believe? Same goes with Pakistan. Tomorrow in Taliban ruled country, if someone says, okay, we need cooperation on nuclear energy, sharing secrets and all those things, who will believe? That is a bigger issue. Okay, who is there? Next.
Sir, Dhiraj.
Okay, Dhiraj, welcome. Just give you a brief introduction. You are from and what you are studying and which SSB you are appearing, and then Renuka will keep time. Okay, Dhiraj, go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. I am Dhiraj Katkade from Akola, Maharashtra. I have done BCom and right now I am pursuing in MCom final year. I am a mountaineer as well as mountaineering instructor. I have done mountaineering courses and also served as a guest instructor in Annam, Uttarakhand. Right now I am preparing for 51 special entry. It will be in March. Thank you. Uh, now now I today my lecture topic is importance of sports. Being an active sportsman, I consider this topic is very important to discuss. So, for next 2 to 3 minutes, we'll discuss the importance of sports and how it impacts on day-to-day daily life. So, sports are very essential for every human life, which keep us fit and fine and physical strength. It has a great importance in such each stage of life. It also improve the personality of the people, and sports keep our all organ alert and our heart become a stronger by regularly playing some kinds of sports. Just like a diet of a healthy nutrition is needed for a nursing the body, playing sports has a great significance in enhancing our life. As a students, one has to face many challenges, and playing sports Playing sports help them cope up with the exam pressure and prepare them for further challenges in life. In today's era of excessive competition and changing environment, people barely care about our health and have to face its consequences in the later stage of their life. Most of the world's population is obese, and as a result, many other health issue arises. Hence, playing sports is one of the most recreational and helpful way of burning calories. Everyone has to follow a healthy diet and play their favorite sports. The heart is the most important organ of our body. With a changing lifestyle, people are facing heart related problems. Therefore, people needed to indulge in outdoor games. Playing for even 30 minutes a day can do wonders for life. uh, Playing sports build a personality and teaches to live a life in a better way. Getting involved in sports teaches a good values, ethics, and skills. It also reduces stress level in person as such people start taking challenges with positivity. People can learn lots of important skills through the sports. Every sports teaches us the skills of handling the difficult situation,
Last
quick
30 seconds.
decision making, problem solving, hard working, and dedication. By playing sports, one can learn to art of living and manage to take risks. All the goods, value, and skills one learn by playing sports can prepare them to conquer any battlefield. At the conclusion, playing sports not only gives the enjoyment but also teaches the many significant lesson in life. Thank you.
Time up.
Okay, good Dhiraj, good start. And you yourself is a sports person, that is a good sign. My recommendation is if you really want to build life, at least one sport you must pick up. It can be indoor, outdoor, whatever. It is required from two aspects, not only from physical fitness point of view, the bigger requirement is mental fitness. In the monotonous routine today, you are likely to develop some issues, diseases, and especially mental diseases are more harmful. The concern is non interaction with human beings will definitely give you some kind of monotonous feeling, mental disorder, and probably your life will be curtailed. Your output in whatever field you are working will go down, and that is exactly we are witnessing today. Especially after COVID, one should not now take chances by not actively participating in something. And if you are not really doing anything, at least run in the morning. That much one can do. At least come to the environment, see people around, see the greeneries, see the outer world. Otherwise, today your students may not realize what exactly I am talking. Once you go to corporate world or any job or defense job also, fortunately in defense job there are some inherent good activities, that is sports and all, or routine is such that you are physically and mentally fit. But other jobs are like machinized. You go to office like a machine, you sit on same desk or interact with same people and come back home. That is why sports is very important till your whatever age. Age is no bar for sports, and you can pick up any sports. You see Sachin Tendulkar after retirement from cricket picking up another sports. Kapil Dev picked up golf after cricket. So a sportsman like spirit is must. Forget about only defense. Whatever job you are aspiring, pick up this good habit. Go on ground. If not anything, at least go for run in the morning. That is also a sports activity which is very much essential. Only rider is don't carry phone. Whichever activity you are doing, including running, Don't carry your phone. At least give your mind a peaceful state. Okay, Ravi, ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, who will keep time? Dhiraj, you got the hint how to keep time? 2.5 minutes,
Yes,
you
sir.
just say last 30 seconds, and then 3 minutes, you say up.
Yes, sir. Ravi, you can start.
Okay. Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to speak on the topic of most important program of Government of India, which is name of Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Swachh Bharat Abhiyan is one of the most popular and significant mission in the history of India. Swachh Bharat Abhiyan is also known as the Clean India campaign. It was launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi on 2nd October 2014 in New Delhi. Because it is the day Mahatma Gandhi's birthday is celebrated. Father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi had a dream of a clean India and always strived for it. Keeping the dream of the father of the nation and the overall development of India in mind, the government of India started this campaign. The campaign was cited for 5 years and believed in accomplishing the purpose planned by October 2nd, 2019, with the 115th birth anniversary of Gandhiji. The major objective of the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan is to spread the awareness of cleanliness and the importance of it. The concept of Swachh Bharat Abhiyan is to provide basic sanitization facilities like toilet, solid and liquid waste disposal system, village cleanliness and safe adequate drinking water supply to every person. To make this campaign every, even more effective, PM Modi chose 9 people and requested them to add 9 more people in this series ahead of them and give them knowledge of cleanliness and promote cleanliness around them. Lastly, I want to say Swachh Bharat Abhiyan is a great accomplishment and provide out to a one of the kind project in the history of India. It's over, sir. Thank you.
Okay, very simple topic, but most important relevance in today's and future world. After COVID, we realized that what is the importance of hygiene and sanitation. People were so negligent, and especially in developing world, nobody cares for cleanliness. Unfortunately, humans have created so much of mess all around that we are shameful now. We should be ashamed because of our conduct, because of our non sincerity, lack of sense of responsibility while living. A lot of issues probably are very, very awkward. One feels who understands the gravity that how to improve. A prime minister of a nation has to give call for Swachh Bharat and toilet related issues from the Red Fort, which is a podium to talk about many other issues. But that was the relevance and necessity which compelled Prime Minister to give call for Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, and the toilet issue was discussed from the stage of Red Fort on Independence Day. You must understand the importance of it. At individual level, we can promote it, we can follow it in letter and spirit. At family level, the culture has to develop. Future generation must note it, and that is how we will improve the cleanliness. And our nation, if see, theoretically everyone loves nation, but nobody is serving the nation actually, because our so-called mind assumes that serving the nation means doing something big, going to front, fighting wars, or doing some scientist job. No, there are thousands of ways you serve a nation. You save water, you save electricity, you don't throw things here and there, You follow discipline of a nation, follow rules and regulations. You cooperate with your neighbors. You bring social order at your family and around your society. Everything is serving a nation. You look after your parents is serving a nation, because if parents are exposed to society, old age home, or the government has to look after the old age people in the society, it is a burden on government. If there are children roaming around without any shelter, it is the government's problem then. So NGOs, when they share the burden of government and society, they are serving the nation. But at individual level, what we can do, at least organize our own life in a better sense. At least look after the cleanliness part. If we don't throw a bottle or a packet, that is also serving a nation in a smaller bit. So we need to really enhance the scope of serving the nation philosophy. And we need to tell around us and to ourselves that we are a very, very sincere part of this great nation. And we will do our bit. Okay, I think everyone is finished. Very timely we have finished today. We will end here. Have a good day. Bye. Jai Hind.
Bye.
Yes,
Jane
sir.
sir.
Thank you.